Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So, today let's finish the max luck of Daikoku. And this I was able to do because Royce came out. He really sped it up for me. And then we also had the Impossible Medley that we had leading up to New Year's Day. So I was able to do this. Alrighty, we'll go to Fuse. And we'll go to there. And there. Oh man. Alrighty, pretty great. Phew, okay. First, to get him to get them to about luck 30, it took me about maybe 5 months. I was kind of struggling, it's a hard quest, and we don't really have the monsters that kind of make the quest easier. But since we got Royce, like I just mentioned, really sped it up. So the overall time that it took to make the max luck of Daikoku was about 6 months, which is shocking to me, because that's the same amount of time that it took to make the max lucks of Marishiten and Akala, whom I consider pretty easy as far as impossible missions. But yeah, there they are. They have a great design. I really like the idea of like 2 characters in one unit, and the Daikoku character, it's that guy on the left actually. The 2 on the right, I'm not sure who they are. They might be like guardians or something, but I really like that design decision. Okay. And then yeah, he or they. Definitely one of the better impossible monsters. I'll say why in a moment, but I'm very pleased to have this guy. And then if you do have some Royces in particular, then I would recommend going after the max luck of this guy. Alright, but let's look at the stats here. HP is tank level, which is amazing. I don't think we've seen a character with that high of hit points since like, well, Akala had it. And then, not Ashura, no, not Bishamonten, maybe Izanami even. Yeah, it's been a while since an impossible monster has had this much hit points. Attack is decent, a little bit over 21,000, but they do have a gauge, so that's boosted. And then speed is respectable at about 300. They have the double null ability of a null warp and a null damage wall, and I say this every time, I feel like, but there are not a lot of quests that call for both null warp and null damage wall. But you can feel free to use them in quests that have one or the other, and get a lot of good use out of them. They have a very interesting strike shot where they shoot a missile out and then it explodes. And then the missile does a lot of damage, and it also cancels some nearby gimmicks, so like mines and damage walls and one other, I think it might be gravity barriers. They are kind of nullified until they are shot out again by the boss or whoever. And then it also sets off other guys' bump combos, like a blast bump combo. So it has a lot of different uses, and it's very easy to use. You just point it and shoot. Alright, and then finally the bump combo is the chain lightning, and they are the first character to get it. And what it is that when you hit Daikoku, they shoot out kind of a pulse, electric pulse, and it's kind of short range. It's maybe 1.5 or 2 character lengths away, but that lightning hits that guy, and then if there's another guy near him, the lightning will travel to them, and then keep going until it hits everybody, and then can't go anymore. And then that damage, that 150,000, that gets distributed among each of the guys. And yeah, it's non-elemental, so it works against all different elements equally as well. And yeah, it can't be blocked by anything, not by laser barriers or homing, whatever. So yeah, very versatile bump combo and very easy to use. And the way that we are seeing the direction of the game going, there's going to be a lot more of little guys kind of packing each screen. So it'll become even easier to use the chain lightning and then get lots of good damage. And so bump combos like Lucifer's Energy Circle, that's going to kind of have a tougher time this coming year hitting a lot of guys, just because it's going to be so big that it won't hit the guys inside the Energy Circle. So yeah, Chain Lightning, that's kind of going to be the bump combo of choice in the coming year, which is also going to be attached to the new limited character of Gabriel, who will be in the Hatcher that is coming out in just a few hours. And yeah, I felt that was pretty amusing that I finished the max luck for Daikoku just barely before the release of Gabriel. Yeah, I think that'll do it for my talk there. And then to talk about impossibles that this character is good for. At the moment, not many. I would say Izanagi, of course, is a obvious pick. But other than that, they're not really ideal for any. They could go to Ashura because they have null damage wall, but they wouldn't be ideal. They could go to Yamato Takeru again because of the null damage wall, but not ideal. What it is, though, is that Daikoku has really great usability for future impossibles. So some of the Zero series, some of the anime War God series, and then I think a couple of the, one or two of the upcoming Colossal quests. So yeah, if you don't have the max luck of Daikoku, or you don't have your first drop of Daikoku now, you don't need to sweat it, because it's later on in this year that they'll become really, really useful. And then let's look at what other max lucks they obsolete. So I'll be looking at all of the light and dark bounce characters with either null damage wall or null warp, or both. So yeah, Cthulhu, I'm not going to be using him again. Ignite Sunny. Who else is there? Sexy Roller. And Kyubure, I might still take her out once in a while. One, because it was very difficult to make her, and then two, because she has the recovery and the command strike shot, so I'll probably still use her. Who else? Yeti, we'll say goodbye to her, although she has the Blast Bomb combo, so I might keep her around for that. Who else? Vanilla, although she does have the 4-turn strike shot, so I might keep her around for that. And then, well, no, not Orochimaru, that's different. That might be it. And, yeah, there is one character that I have that is not max luck, but will be obsoleted. And this is kind of sad. This is Izanagi. He's another impossible monster. And then this is the only case where one impossible monster obsoletes another that I can think of. Yeah, Daikoku has the additional null ability of a null warp in addition to the null damage wall here. And then they have a better strike shot and a better bump combo. So yeah, as little reason as I had to make a max luck of Izanagi, now I have even less because I finished Daikoku. But yeah, very excited. And then to talk about the team that I used to make Daikoku. So Max Lux in the beginning, I used Emerald Dragon. He's pretty great for the Blast Bomb combo. And then I also used Siren here. She also covers the gimmicks Flight and Null Warp. But I gave her up when I finished the max luck of Marishten here. And then as for Hatcher monsters that I used, let's see, in the beginning I used Zhang Fei. She covers the gimmicks, and then she has the very strong strike shot. And then I also used kind of the green version of Zhang Fei, which is the Benkei Ascension. Same deal, covers the gimmicks and then the wall-bound strike shot. And then with that team, I got up to about 30 luck for Daikoku. But then they released the Transcendent form of Royce. And then I started using 2 of Royce, and then 1 Emerald Dragon, and then 1 Marishten. And that became my team all the way to the end. And yeah, Royce just changed it completely. I didn't need to rely on strike shots to, do damage to the boss. I could rely on Royce's bump combo, and that was more than enough. And that was why I put Emerald Dragon back in. After I finished Marishten, I used 2 Marishten for a while, but after I got Royce, I went to 1 Marishten and 1 Emerald Dragon, because Emerald Dragon has the Blast Bump combo to get out more of Royce's bump combos. So yeah, that's how I did it. And yeah, I'm going to be using these guys every chance I get. And then I'm going to be keeping an eye on, the future quests, just to see how useful this Chain Lightning really is. And yeah, we'll see if people get Gabriel as well. We'll see how they like the Chain Lightning there. Alrighty, so that will do it for... actually, let me say one more thing. In my Akala video, I said that I kind of reached a certain plateau, but I didn't anticipate finishing Daikoku so quickly. So with the completion of this is the real plateau that I've reached. So with this, I've kind of finished the entire first 2 waves of Impossibles, which I still feel are the most important of all the Impossible monsters now and in the future. And that's one of the nice things of being a year behind the JP game, is that we can look ahead and then we can see, which monsters are going to be really useful. And so I know that Daikoku is going to be very useful in the coming year. And yeah, since I have most of the Max Luck Impossibles that will be really important in the near future, I can be more kind of picky about, or more choosy about which future Impossibles that I work on the Max Luck for. So yeah, I'm going to be sort of, I did mention this in my 100 Max Lux video, but I'm going to be scaling back a little bit. I'll be making less Max Lux, and I'll be going after fewer Impossible Max Lux for sure. Partly because I finished Daikoku and then the other first and second wave Impossible monsters. But yeah, that's a pretty good way to end the year, and we'll see you in the next year. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care.